Hi everybody and welcome back. In the fall I did a video on the blower motor, and I've been getting a lot of emails lately about the blower motor resistor. So I decided to do a video on the blower motor resistor. Now, when your blower motor resistor starts failing on you, a lot of times what happens is, as you select your speed on your fan, you'll notice like the first and second selections will work, and then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth might not work, and then your full setting will work, but it might not be blowing air as fast as it usually does, and that probably means that your blower motor resistor has gone bad on you. During the video, I think it's best if you watch ahead before you remove a part. Like with the glove box, trying to get the light out. I'll try and put the edits so that you can see what I'm doing before I actually remove an item. So let's get the camera moved and we'll get to replacing this blower motor resistor. All right, so here we are on the passenger side of the vehicle. Now to start, let's take everything out of your glove box because we're going to be removing the glove box. I'm going to open it up and you're going to see the little dampener here. Just put your finger behind it and pop that off. Now to remove the glove box, I'm going to put my hand on the outside here. There's a little detent pin you'll feel that it's stopped on, and then one on this side. So you're going to put your hands on the outside of the glove box and we're going to squeeze, and that's going to allow the glove box to drop out. Then just pull it off the hinge. We'll put that off the side. Now we're going to be removing this trim piece here. And if you have trim tools, great. But a lot of people don't have trim tools, so you can just use a screwdriver. Go underneath this and just lift up gently. You'll feel when it starts popping. And just slide it down a little more. Go down until you feel you hit the pin. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. And on this last one, if it's going to stick on you, put it up against the pin and then push on this side, and it should pop it right off. All right, next we're going to take this piece off right here. So take your flathead screwdriver and go underneath this corner and just lift up a little bit, and then just work your way up it. And pull it off and set that aside. All right, next we're going to pull this lower cover off. And there's 3 grommets holding it in place. There's one here, one here, and one right here. Now when you do these, I want to put my screwdriver as close to this grommet as possible so I'm not pulling on the plastic away from it. So the pin's right here, we'll be right next to it. Pop that one. Come over, same thing here. Pop that one down. Come over next to this one. And pop that one down. Now, this is just sitting on this little foot right here. And you'll see where it rests on the back of the carpet here against the firewall. We're just going to tilt this down and pull it out. Put all your grommets somewhere where you're not going to lose them. All right, next, there's a retainer right here for a little wire harness and another one right here, and we're going to want to get both these out. So I take my needle nose, squeeze on it, you'll see the tabs on it. Put your flathead screwdriver back behind it and push it out. And same thing on this one. You'll see the little tabs on here. This is give little tabs a squeeze and push that right out. Now here's one of these things I'm telling you about beforehand, and I'll have it edited so you can see how to get this out. But don't go taking all the screws out, because you're going to bind on this light for the glove box. All right, so let's get the screws out of the glove box. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the top one, the 7th one, I'm going to leave in for last. And it's got a little nipple that it rests on. Okay, all the screws out. Gather all them up. Put them off the side so you're not going to lose them. Now, here's one of the points where I'm going to edit and show you how to take out the glove box light. Okay, so here's this glove box light. Once you get it off, okay, so once you pull it off this pin, you're only going to pull it down so much so you can get your hand back behind here. And here's what you're going to be doing. Here is the light for your glove box. Here's the lock for it. We're just going to reach back behind here. I'm going to push down on it. Let it pop down. Twist it. And then push it back up the hole. I'm just going to reconnect it to its place. All right, so now with the glove box out, I'm going to show you what we're going for here. You see this gap in between here? Right in the center, right there, is the lock release for the pigtail. So what I'm going to do is put my finger in between that and push down. And then I'll unplug that. There's that lock right there. Okay, it's easier if I have it out and I show you. Now, you're going to see in the service manual, it says to push down on this. You're going to hear it snap because it's glued on there somehow. So you're going to push down on the top of this. You'll see the large piece right here. We'll push on that, and it's saying slide this to the right to get it out. All right, so we're going to put it back up in there. Now remember, that tab I was talking about is on the top, and your wire connections are coming out of the bottom. I'll put this up in here really quick. Now you want to pay attention so you don't snag this wire right here. Just make sure it's out of your way when you're sticking it in there. You don't want to catch it on one of the fins. Just gonna put it in the hole, get it seated in there. Then we'll push it a little bit off to the left, and I believe that locks it into place. That's in there good. We'll take our wire connector. It's only going to go on there one way. The locking tab is on the outside. And that's all there is to it. All right, so now that we have everything back into place, let's see if it works. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my fan works in all the settings. All right. So now we can start putting the glove box housing back in. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take your light for your glove box. I have it sideways, 90 degrees. I'm going to put it at the start of the hole. And get through there. Raise this up a little bit. I'm going to hang this off that little tip up there, and I'll push this back into place. I'll show you what to do with the light here in a second. All right, so see how the weather stripping is underneath this? It'll come down here. We're going to get it to come over the top of it so this housing can seat all the way. I'm just going to take my Phillips screwdriver and run it right up the outside of it. So here's what you should have. Your weather stripping should be sitting on the outside of this lip. All right, now that we have the weather stripping set right, we can start getting all these screws set back in here. Okay, the glove box light. I see how it's hanging here. Wire ends up here, wire goes towards the back. We're gonna set the back in first. And then we're going to push the top in here. And that's in. Next, we're going to put the wire harness grommets back in here. So push the bottom one in first. Then we get the top one. Those are both in. All right, so this is the dampener for the glove box. Some of you might have knocked it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a hole, and we're going to go for this hole right here. Pins are facing downwards. Put it on that little grommet there, and then let it hang. All right, we can put the cover back on here. All right, it's only going to go on one way. You're not going to be able to put it on upside down or anything like that. We're just going to line up all the slots here first. Make sure they're all sitting in the holes. Just look in the side here. Tap, tap. There you go. That's all back in. All right, next we're going to put the bottom back in. Remember I said that little foot rests on the back of the carpet here. Put it back up in there. Find the hole there. Put that one in. Put that one in. And that one in. The bottom's all back in. Right now we can get the glove box back in here. We'll put it on the hinges, or on these. We're going to take this dampener. After you hear the glove box pop into place, then we'll push that dampener back on there. We'll close that. Then we're going to take our trim piece, which is only going to go on there one way. So I'll line it up on the holes here. We'll start on the left and work our way right. If it's binding on you a little bit, I put my thumb underneath it here and then push down the outside corner till it meets up to it, and then push it back down into place. So that's all there was to it. It's just that simple to do. When I bought this one, what I did is I believe I went on Subaru Warehouse online or Subaru Parts online, and I compared to the price that the Subaru dealership had up here in my hometown, and I saw the price online was cheaper, so I printed out that sheet and I took it up to the Subaru dealership and they matched that price. So if you want to call ahead to your Subaru dealership and ask them if they'll match the online price for whatever Subaru place you found, I'm sure they will. I will put in the description some links for where you can get the part, some of the other auto places. Now, this type is an Auto HVAC system, and there is a different type of blower motor resistor for the manual system, and it's a little bit thinner, and that one is just held in place by 2 screws, which is nice. I wish they would have done it with this one. I don't know why they had to overcomplicate that, but that's what they did. So that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, I have my email right at the bottom of the video all the time. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop me an email and ask a question. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button if you like the video. Don't be afraid to work on your car. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.